it's sort of a very broad question, but one for sure is a thing we've already touched on, which is how do you attract and retain world class talent in a jobs market where the most skilled and most talented individuals have global choices thrown at them all day, every day, and they don't have to stay. And I think actually what's interesting about that challenge is it applies across all industries, across the public sector, private sector, social sector. And certainly when I see kind of my peers in our industry, talent is almost always in their top 2 or 3 priorities. So I think that's certainly a big one. I think the other one is it's sort of competition coming from more places. It's a cliche to talk about living in a globalized world, but I think particularly in tech, what's striking is geography just matters less and less and less, particularly as companies scale. So it's no longer enough to know that you're the best at what you do in your home city. Increasingly, you want to know what are the smartest, most secretive people in, say, China, who probably aren't publishing what they're doing in English, and so won't be easily Googleable. What are they doing, and how do you win when they're competing? And I think those two things come together because it also means that talent now has opportunities far outside, the market that you might be used to competing in when it comes to retaining talent. And certainly that's one of the great educations for us in opening up the Singapore office, was just being exposed to the extremely vibrant and competitive landscape in Southeast Asia, and that's been very exciting and as I say, very educational.
Fantastic. Hopefully you're not getting too jet lagged jumping back and forth between all the time zones.
Well, I have a 12-day-old baby, so that's kind of more than it's worse than any jet lag I've ever experienced.